This story is not a coming of age story. Instead, it's a becoming of people story. A story about finally taking a risk into a world outside of our comfort zone, and in doing so, finally finding the people just like you who are doing the same. And that story begins here. A cold and dark night in Feltham, London, United Kingdom. It was on this night where I received a text and a call from Chris. And there was this talk about being part of a bigger universe. Something called Basecamp. A camp full of creators. You know, something like a creator camp. In all seriousness, Creator Camp was always a big dream of mine. After seeing it for the first time a couple years back, I knew I wanted to go. But with limited pay time off and responsibilities, I was torn and I left the decision to a flip of a coin. Heads I go, tails I don't. It landed tails, but just in case the world didn't get the hint, I said,
Let's do best out of three.
with 3 tails in a row, the world gave me a sign that it wasn't meant to be, so I accepted that fate and went to bed. But fate is always to be tempted with. So I booked my flights and camp tickets and found myself in an airport 3 weeks later. Flying into San Francisco, there was a storm brewing, almost as if it were a metaphor for the anxiety, the excitement, and the general unknowns of this trip. And because of camp, I was flying right into the thick of it. When I woke up that morning, I woke up with this bit of anxiety. Would the people that I'm meeting like me? And am I even talented enough to be in the circle? I was honestly dreading pickup time, and funnily enough, the storm was delaying that time. Alright, so good morning. First day in San Francisco. Well, first full day in San Francisco. Just because I landed like pretty late in the afternoon yesterday, but I had time to catch up with some friends. So I met Rachel, who I met in London like 5 years ago. And then I met Colleen for the first time, so we just hung out. Hung out in the rain because I never realized how rainy and stormy the weather was going to be this weekend. Yeah, it was all good. It was still fun catching up and just walking around downtown San Francisco. I tried real hard to stay out last night, but I was exhausted. I just felt myself like knocking out yesterday. So I called it an early night and just went back to the hotel. And yeah, today I woke up at 6 a.m. I just couldn't go back to sleep. I just felt really restless. It kind of like matches the storm right now. So the storm is a literal metaphor for how I'm feeling. Not in a bad way, just because I'm like how many miles away from home, on the other side of the planet. It's the first trip, going this far away from everyone, and first trip like meeting strangers. Yeah, everyone I'm meeting here I've either met once or I just haven't met before. So yeah, technically complete strangers, even though it doesn't feel like it because we've been friends on the internet forever. But yeah, I'm here for Basecamp. It's a creator camp event. It's going to be with other creators from across the field. We're just going to be there for a week, kind of have this experience together, be inspired and collaborate, which is going to be amazing. I can't wait for that. Like fully living out my American camp experience. And what a day for it to start in a storm. Because yeah. As each hour passed, the pickup time was getting later and later, and more people's flights got delayed, including Tate, who was due to drive us to camp. And I just found myself just killing time, which was a good thing because it kind of helped me relax because I was getting more and more nervous with meeting everyone. Okay, so it looks like the storm decided to do its thing, and Tate, who was coming up with us to the Redwoods, and was also the one that's driving our van up, his flight just couldn't land in San Francisco, so they had to reroute back to LAX, which sucks. And like, hopefully he's able to come up here, even if we make it, because it's a long way. I never realized LA was a long way from San Francisco. But yeah, so we're just sorting out how we're gonna get up there. We have other cars, so I think it'll be alright. But yeah, everyone wish Tate luck that he's able to come up here. But yeah, that's the first not casualty, but first inconvenience the storm has created. So I guess it really isn't a joke. Yeah, and it's pretty funny too because my mum actually called me. I have an uncle, I have family in LA, and they were like, what's Paolo doing in San Francisco? It's dangerous right now because of the storm, and when it storms here in this area, it gets really scary. And I was like, don't worry, I'm here for content. It's all good. And the place we're going to isn't like camping, it's glamping. So I reassured her that I'm not going to be in a tent in mud. It's not going to be Glastonbury. But yeah, that's just a quick little update on where I'm at now. Luckily, I don't have to check out till 12, so I was just been chilling, editing, and yeah, I was just watching Mulan. So Also, shout out to the Bay Landing Hotel in Burlington, which is like right by San Francisco Airport. This whole place is nice. It's like a very rustic, antique looking hotel, but it's like so American. It's like what a picture that an American hotel would be like. But the bed was so comfy. It's like this king size bed over here. And it was honestly so comfy. I just like love sleep. Although my sleep pattern's so messed up, like I just couldn't sleep. I slept like 4 hours. Which sucks because I could literally feel my eyes closing as I lay in this bed, but it just never holds. But yeah, Bay Landing Hotel, awesome bed. Eventually, we did manage to sort out a car ride, and the decision was everyone who's made it to San Francisco, go meet at a cafe. And at this cafe, where I first met my first fellow campers, Army and Kelsey, who were both so cool that it ended up calming my nerves when it came to meeting strangers for camp later. Imagine he was actually still at the airport, like trying to kill time. For the meantime, the storm was calm as Chris and Andrea arrived. We were off to base camp. The whole journey was crazy to me. I'm in a car with 4 random strangers to the middle of nowhere, yet here I was soaking it in. Probably one of the first of the few times in this trip where I felt like I finally belonged. It was also a car ride of many firsts for me. The first time in rural America, first time in a Golden Gate Bridge, and first time in an American gas station. Arriving into the compound was surreal. The storm was picking up again, and I knew past these gates the adventure begins. And it was such a fulfilling moment when I finally got to meet Ethan, one of my first internet friends during this recent creative journey of mine.
You laughing at?
The tripod attached too. He's crazy.
He's quick.
He's quick.
Trigger fingers.
The tripod wasn't even on like 2 seconds ago.
Now, Basecamp was hosted at this place called Auto Camp in Russian River, California. A camp consisting of 22 airstreams circling around the compound. Each creator had their own airstream and a place which I initially considered was going to be a refuge from the chaos of being around other creators. Come in, guys. Welcome NTV. This is my crib. So this is what we call the Airstream. It's a classic American
Classic American.
What year is it?
It's I think 1975. This was actually
That's a good year.
yeah, it's the year Michael Jordan was born. So this is actually just as old as him.
Oh wow. How did you know this?
The goat model.
Yeah, so I basically did American history back when I was in uni in Stanford. Yeah. Bro, this place is big. It's much bigger than I thought.
It's huge.
It's cool how it's just one straight line.
Yeah.
Oh. Your layout's kind of the same in the house one, but just...
Alright, so we are in the Airstream. Really, really cool. It's actually pretty spacious. Yeah, it's a classic Airstream. Here's the toilet. Again, very spacious. You got the shower. Got a nice seating area. This goes over kitchen, wardrobe, and here's the bedroom. It's pretty spacious. Double bed. I'm gonna break my own rule and use outside clothes on the bed. Oh, okay. I don't know how I'm gonna get up in the mornings for workshops because this is comfy AF. But yeah, Crater Camp. While I was checking the place out, the storm blew out transformers around the whole area. So little did I know, it was gonna be the last time we would get electricity for the next 4 days. Almost as if it were part of a script. Internet and power was being taken away from a bunch of content creators, and we found ourselves huddled round the clubhouse, almost as if we were forced to bond outside of any intervention from the internet. All while the storm raged on, and more of us arrived one by one, even late into the night. Can you guys see me? Okay. So, one sec. Basically, the power died. There's a storm, so apparently the transformers blew, but it's kind of nice. Like everything's like eerily quiet. Everything's silent. There's no power. It's just dark. Just like some like lights and candles. It's awesome. And yeah, it just feels so cozy, and it's just vibes. It's really giving like summer camp, like we're in the middle of nowhere, just us and each other. So Oh my god, I need to figure this out. Hey, what's up? We're over here at chess camp. So right now we have the king and the queen of chess playing chess right now.
From a phone.
It's a very hectic game. This has been going on for like 2 hours already, and like the aura has been like just so crazy that the electricity went out. So now they're gonna play chess in the dark. That's how good they are. Look at that.
And punch you.
Alright, so we're back. The power's been out since 6 p.m. It's around like, oh man, even this power's out. Okay, cool. Yeah, so it's like 10 p.m. now, and quite a few people's kind of like just hit the hay. I mean, everyone's tired. Everyone's like flying in from everywhere, and like a group didn't get in until like just now. Yeah, power's out. It's kind of cold, but like these things are like pretty well built, so it's not as cold as outside. And yeah, oh, fuck. And yeah, it was awesome because I guess like just catching up with everyone, connecting, just exchanging stories. But yeah, so I guess we're gonna have to like save the rest of tomorrow because there were a few people that I didn't get to talk to. But right now, actually, I need to like edit this thing for like a brand deal, as well as I need to come up with like my lesson plan tomorrow because I'm doing a workshop on metaphors. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, I'll just start that in the morning. I might join the run. There's like a run at 7:30, I believe, which is pretty cool and I want to, but at the same time, I'm knackered. I've had like 4 hours sleep still. And this place is really cozy, so I'm sure I'll probably sleep in. Hopefully my phone battery doesn't run out, because that's got my alarms, and if it runs out, then good luck trying to wake me up. But yeah, catch you guys in the morning tomorrow. Laters. You know what's also crazy, because no one has power to kind of like charge the cameras, so I don't know if anyone's got like spare batteries, but I'm on 60% right now, trying to save it. I also don't know how long this is gonna last, but at least it's a proper camping experience. I love it. I'm actually eating this up. It honestly feels like an actual camp movie. It feels like a horror movie. Hopefully there's water. Is there water? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, one of my like main things that I was kind of like conscious about was like, you know, being British, like if my like drier British humor like kind of wouldn't translate well, but everyone's been pretty cool so far. I think no one thinks like I'm a dick, but yeah, so far vibe's been amazing and everyone's been great. It's been like so funny, everyone's just bantering, and which is surprising considering that everyone's like pretty tired from like the journeys that we've had, and obviously the power being out and people being late. It's actually everyone's in like good spirit, which is amazing. Yeah, if we're gonna base the camp vibes off tonight, then I reckon we're in for a really great week. So yeah, excited for tomorrow, where it's gonna be the first official full day of like base camp, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun week.
Oh mama, I promise everything will be just fine. Oh mama, don't worry about your son, I'll be alright.
Today, camp was uncomfortable. The bed was soft, but the air was cold. Water ran, but it wasn't hot. Though, those didn't actually bother me much. It was just uncomfortable in the sense of unfamiliarity. New faces, new beginnings. I'm always anxious meeting new people, and on top of that, I was hosting a workshop today. I may say too much in public, but I am not a public speaker. Mornings at camp were my favourite, especially if you have Ethan greeting you every morning. The morning was quiet as people were still recovering and there was no power at all, but inspiration doesn't run on electricity. From our first meeting, I felt like I just clicked with Joel and I was inspired. As a filmmaker, he was actually who I wanted to be more like. He would just set up the tripod and film, no questions asked. He was comfortable with his goals and I was not. I wasn't even comfortable enough to put my proper mic on. It was actually from this moment on where I decided to promise myself to try my hardest to actually be more carefree and feel more confidently, just like Joel. So throughout the week at camp, we had activities and workshops hosted by fellow campers. But again, due to the lack of power, some of those plans had to change, so luckily my workshop was pushed back to this afternoon. So I get a couple more hours to blag off my lesson plan.
At the end of the day, it is your time, and so we want to respect that. If you have stuff you need to work on, feel free to work here in the farmhouse. But yeah, let me know if you have any questions, any of the guys here. And yeah, excited for this.
How are people working on their laptops? Like, did they not die?
I guess. I mean, mine's at like 70, so I gotta save it for my workshop.
As you can tell, power was a hot commodity. And to be fair, as content creators, we're always working. But maybe just this one time, we can just create memories in the real world and be content with that. Though some people had some legitimate work to do, so quite a few people took a road trip to any nearby town that had power and internet. So while some went to get some fresh coffee, for those of us who were left, we decided to get some fresh air and go on a road trip to the nearby coast. And this, for me, was comfortable. I love road trips and the great outdoors, and seeing the west coast of America was something that I've always wanted to see. And even though the skies were gloomy, I was not disappointed, and it was everything that I've ever pictured. And now I remember telling a couple people this at the time, but I told them that this alone already made a trip so worth it already. I was just high on life.
Yo, let's walk together,
sick.
bro.
Oh yeah, let's walk like hold hands.
We see a fucking cloud coming. That'd be scary as fuck.
Like a fallen like semi-truck. Also, this was another instance where I knew I felt like I belonged, because you would tell people your ideas and they'll help you execute it, because everyone just seems to get it and no questions asked.
And then do your thing. Both of you do your thing, and then when you come out, just go into the opposite one, and then I'll cut it as if you guys swap places.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Your vision.
See that? Which one is that?
Once we headed back to camp, I was feeling uncomfortable again. And that's because I totally did not prepare for my workshop. Also, it was the fact that due to everyone shuffling the workshop around, my workshop was now the first of the camp. So I just felt so much pressure, and I honestly did not know what to expect. At the same time, it's also one of the main reasons I went to Basecamp. It's so that I can get out of my comfort zone that I'm used to, and to put myself into the situations that I normally find hard, but I would find beneficial in helping become a better speaker and a better storyteller, and overall just become a better creator. I was doing a workshop on using metaphors or similes in storytelling and portraying emotion, and it was pretty intimidating because there were actual writers and poets in the room, versus me who was just starting out, but instead of being intimidated, I was actually very inspired.
Yeah, no, we're gonna have that was like the creative. What was this again? The creative act, just the creative act, like a vibe or the bum. But no, but like anyone.
So
How would you describe it?
So do you use nouns that aren't necessarily like tangible demands like that?
And now, after a great editing workshop from Justin and Joelle, it was time for some free time. And what better activity to do at an American camp other than a game of basketball? And now this was something I was more comfortable at, even though I was pretty crap because I haven't played it in a while, but this was something I was familiar with. And now maybe it was the first day jitters or just the weight of having to do a workshop in front of everyone, but now I was no longer uncomfortable, especially when Joelle wins it.
I already know. First of all, I already know, so I had to come out here do my thing. You know, they thought I was washed. I had to show them what was good, you know, so until next time, We out, bro.
Yo, that's just. Wait, gotta do a spec ad. This is a Nike advert.
Also, talking about being uncomfortable when it comes to my gear, it was at this point I realized the ProMist filter was not doing any justice. I think it was the condensation on my grubby hands, but removing it made my images so much clearer. And to parallel the now clear image that I have, it's now also clear to me on who and what type of people I want to be surrounding myself with. Which brings us to the next workshop. It was Sylvia's meditative art workshop, where we had to pair up with people and just draw each other. It was here where I paired up with Katie, and as we drew each other, we kind of just talked and did a little Q&A. And now Katie is one of the most smartest and hardest working and most driven people that I know now. And it was this conversation with Katie which helped me realize that I like and need to surround myself with friends that are just so motivated and driven that it helps me become just as driven as they are. You know, people with just generally good energy. And that's what Katie and the rest of the camp has.
Gets to look at one person's card to see if they're a werewolf. Basically, it's villagers versus werewolves, so you're going to try to kill the werewolves as a villager. And then for the werewolves, you're just going to try to stay alive until the end of the game. Yes.
How many werewolves are there?
4.
Oh, damn.
For me, this felt like the longest day ever. Maybe due to the fact that I was so disconnected from the internet, that the time dilation was so crazy. Honestly, we talked and this day felt like it's already been 2 to 3 days, even though it's been less than 24 hours. And I felt like I already knew these people. Like maybe in some other life, we were friends. And maybe this was a fixed point in time where all these people were supposed to be around this fire together. Call me crazy, but maybe that's what happens when you're finally around people that you're naturally comfortable with. So comfortable, in fact, that you're able to play this crazy game called Spicy Uno.
Something about you, something about the things you do. I'm not sure if it's brand new, but it feels a little classy. With some magic,
Today was a day of discovery. Discovering friendships with more people, discovering how much I love the outdoors, discovering new skills from other people, discovering that they are your people, and discovering that I'm still not used to cold water.
Oh.
Today was a day where I felt like I finally found my stride, and I truly felt like I found my home away from home. And at that point in time, I felt like I was supposed to be here. There were people just like me, doing the things that I'd normally do, like setting up a tripod and filming yourself. Honestly, I felt like I was living the best life, and it's only been day 2 of Creator Camp. Like, I finally found my purpose and inspiration, and there was no running back. And then it hit me. I discovered this word for this feeling that I felt. It's the opposite of deja vu, and the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows calls it déjà vu. And it's the awareness that this moment will become a memory. And I didn't know how to feel about that. It's day 2 and I'm already sad about leaving this place, but also I guess I should be happy that this moment in time happened at all, even if it becomes a distant memory. And that's one of the reasons why I decided to wake up early today. I just wanted to make this experience last even longer. With the power still being out, the schedules for the workshops and activities were constantly shifting around. But one workshop I was looking forward to was Whitney's Everything is Poetry workshop.
We out here in Northern California. Sunny Northern California. It's currently 80 degrees. 80 degrees. You feel the warm breeze? Yeah, man. It's California life.
That is the Shani weather report, everyone.
As someone who's low-key very into poetry, this was an exciting one for me. Because to be able to learn from someone as great as Whitney is an honor. And honestly, I came out with so much gems from this workshop. tools that, thanks to Whitney, would help me become a better storyteller. And for that, Whitney's inspiration has been my biggest takeaway from camp. There was an activity where we were to take an item that spoke to us, and we had a couple of minutes to come up with a poem, and I want to share mine. And it's called The Leaves That Spoke. The dead leaves told me that the fall from the tree was sudden but slow. They told me not to be sad for them because you need to shed in order to grow. And yeah, I feel like that was one of the best poems I've written in under 2 minutes. All because of Whitney's inspiration. And also, shout out Katie for being a B-roll. And yeah, I just want to interpret that poem like, don't be sad about the past and not to regret it all, because everything falls in place for a reason in order for you to grow.
I saw the world in color, in vibrant hues of blue and green, gray skies of the past becoming a monochromatic memory. I did not know misery and misery.
And after that really somber session, the sun just came out. And for me, I was ecstatic because it now truly felt like American summer camp.
That was sick though.
And while everyone played pickleball, I kind of just took in the scenes. It was like this beauty from scenes that I would watch in a movie. Like these old coming-of-age movies set in America, which growing up made me feel so good and always made me hopeful in life. And that's actually a deep-rooted reason of why I'm enjoying this experience. Because I'm living like the movies that I used to watch. And I'm feeling the exact same way that I felt when I was watching these movies while growing up.
I'll just flip you guys so it looks like you're like shaking your own. Say your name and say
Justin Shen, freshman, 4 years eligibility, power forward. I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Alright, swing. Yeah, do the hype.
Slow it down, doing it like 120 frames per second.
You know, I never thought Brad would ever stop brushing a court. But by the time that he did, a few of us were ready to go to a coffee store just to power up a few of the devices. I was literally almost 0% on all of my batteries, and I needed some power and some coffee to recharge.
10 minutes ago.
I think it's trippy.
Why is it like that? I hate the wind. I think the temperatures are fine, but the wind.
Alright, so we just went to this coffee shop just to get some power. I'm just here to kind of vibe and walk around, but look how big these coffee cups. That's why I love coming to America. Like, this regular coffee is this huge. Love it.
I love it, man.
While everyone was working, there was this bridge that I wanted to explore, and Andrea joined me on an adventure. And as I got to know Andrea on this trip, she's honestly one of the most nicest and most hospitable and down for anything person I've ever met. I actually thought she was Filipino, because that would have explained why we just vibed. But she's not, and regardless, she's probably someone I would have been friends with back in London.
No, but you see it's not like it's right by the river.
I think we're gonna go this way.
Yeah, towards a fucking river, bro.
Oh, bro.
You good? Imagine I wasn't recording, that would have been so pointless. What? If I wasn't recording, that would have been so pointless.
Honestly, this bridge was just giving. I feel like this was the reason I came to America. Like, you know those movies where they're coming home from school and they're on their bikes, crossing the river on their way home? Yeah, that was me.
Guys, I'm living my American dream right now. I'm just on the way home from school, you know? Just walking by the river. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. These are fake trees. I tell you, we don't get trees like this. We get like normal trees. We have parks.
We then headed back to the cafe as it seems like everyone was finishing their work and it was actually time to go back to camp. As the plan was to go drive to the coast and watch the sunset with everyone.
Be productive. That's a good shot.
I'm honored, thanks.
Chris, is now a good time for like an interview?
That was a great time.
Get your thoughts on stuff. I'll show you some photos. You tell me what they remind you of.
Yes.
Conductor. Oh, conductor.
To run away. To run away.
With gorgeous views and the sun setting, I've never felt so high in life. To be able to discover and explore these places with these people is honestly gonna be an unforgettable experience. And obviously finding about Bar and his amazing music as Mandelbrot, I finally discovered the soundtrack to life.
I'm too small for this world, I believe it. I'm too small for this world, I can see it clear. Tracing lines in the sand like an insect. Reach with trembling hands, need some energy. Just enough to observe from a distance. I'll be watching from far, from far away.
She flew actually. Huh? Me, you, Paolo, just sitting on a rock, bro. IAB. Rock camp. Oh, right.
Honestly, the views were immaculate. And honestly, it's what I've always pictured a sunset on the Californian coast to look like. And just seeing everyone together, enjoying the sights, just felt so wholesome. Well, almost everyone, because one group, Joelle, decided to break away from the group earlier, so they missed the call for this.
Crazy color grading on it. It's gonna look like out of this world.
So freaking beautiful. You know, everyone was just so happy and down for anything that it didn't take long for a bunch of dudes to take off their shirt and jump on a rock.
Take that off! Take that shit off! Take that shit off! Oh! Yeah! Come on! Come on, Ami! Take that shit off!
Dude, if we end up on next shot, it's
It's right there.
clear. It's clear.
Take that copyright shit. Kick that Elliot shit off, boy. Take that shit off, Alright, ready? Alright, finger pose. Finger pose. 3, 2, 1.
The girls, on the other hand, so much more civilized.
No viral content. Holy Baron.
If the theme today was discovery, then today I discovered myself. You know, back home, other than my girlfriend or my closest friends, I've always kept myself guarded. I always have this toned down version of me when I'm around other creatives and people, because I could never seem to catch the vibe and always worry if I'd fit in. But for some reason with these 20 odd individuals, I can totally be myself. I'm not putting up a front to impress anyone or dumbing myself down to accommodate. I'm just me around these people, and I feel like I finally discovered my people.
Myself saying, oh, I don't need another shot of you, but I got to touch strawberry soju. Oh no, no, I don't ever wanna know what it feels to not have you. For strawberry soju.
And remember when I said that people here support you without question? Well, this is what sealed the deal for me. I've always wanted to do a group huddle and, you know, just have everyone get hyped like these American teams. And to be even cringier, I wanted everyone to do the High School Musical chant. Because without a doubt, back home, if I asked anyone to do this, people in London would think it's cringy. But here at Creator Camp, nothing is cringe. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things you need to overcome as a creator. We need to get over that cringe mountain to reach the top, because that's honestly the one thing that's holding us back from making the most spontaneous and most true to self content.
Found my American family.
What team?
Wildcats!
What team?
Wildcats!
What team?
Wildcats!
Wildcats! Get your
Oh my god.
No, I thought it was like so good.
He just starts flying.
As the sun finally set, it was finally time to go back to camp. And as the sun finally touches that horizon, it also signaled that we were over the halfway point of this trip. And now instead it was this countdown to ending this amazing experience that some people could only wish of. And I'm actually glad that I wasn't on camera much, for obvious reasons with me holding a camera, but there were times when my smile kind of just faded and it just became stoic, because there were times when I realized that this was gonna end. And in a way, the sunset symbolizes that. There sits the Baron of the Tree.
I went that way. This way tells you guys. It's Baron's second EP.
Yeah.
Today, I'm gonna post. Asian Purr, bro. Oh shit, that's the Asian Purr. Asian Purr, bro.
Yo, are you Adrian, bro?
Dude, can I get an autograph?
Sweet Caroline, oh,
Times never seem so good. And when I'm touching me, touching you, sweet Caroline, times never seem so good.
The way back home was one of the nicest drives I've ever been in. The high of the sunset mixed with the colors of the sky and the amazing playlist in Chris's car. The whole 40-minute ride home was majestic, but nothing could prepare me for how majestic this next shot of bar is.
Amazing.
Where
are you at?
Where are you guys at?
Where were you at,
Bro. Came back, everyone's gone. So,
Beautiful sunset on the beach.
That's what you guys said.
Paulo will show you the shot.
Where's Paulo at? Paulo, let me see real quick.
You know, one of my favorite things to do in the evening, other than play some campfire games and talk to everyone, I really enjoyed just watching people as the fire lit up their face. The way the shadows tell a story and brighten a smile on everyone's faces. Also, little did we know, but this was going to be the last time we were going to be gathered around a campfire without any electricity, because tomorrow, something that we forgot we wished for finally comes, and that was power and an internet connection. Today at camp, it was all about connection, both offline and online. We finally found the answer to how many days can a camp of content creators live without internet? And the answer to that is 4 days.
Get in, fuckers. We're about to have the
Scott.
Get in, fuckers. We're about to have the best time of our lives.
I'm just a girl.
So today we were off to this place called Sea Ranch, which was actually supposed to be the original location of Basecamp, and we were there apparently just to get some connection. And I guess at the same time wonder what it would have been like if we stayed there.
Hey everybody, this is Joe L.
What's going on, guys?
Pretty
Pretty much right now I'm starting my master class. If you guys want to learn how to edit videos, just make sure to tune into my master course. If you guys are slacking in anything in life, just know I'm the one who can help you get there. No one else, okay? If you're ready to take your thing seriously, make sure you tune into me, Joel Roac, ROAC. JOEL is the first part though.
What software should I use?
DaVinci Resolve 100%. This right here is one of my most esteemed students. She pretty much now is a $1 million founder of a company because of me. So if you want to be just like her, take your life seriously and book my call and book my course. Thank you.
I guess the place was cool. It had great coffee, great food, a massive space, and a great Wi-Fi connection. But I could already tell that it just wouldn't have been the same. Everyone was already dispersed into their own little corners, eyes glued to a laptop screen, just fully locked in. And I know that's definitely what I would have done. And what's crazy is that now that I have this amazing Wi-Fi connection, It also made me realize that I made really good real-life connections. I found myself not wanting to stare at the screen, and I was just looking around, seeing who I could talk to. It's like I finally found my favorite Wi-Fi hotspot, and that was them.
Everyone's gonna windbreak. This is nuts, bro. Windbreakers are tough, bro. Yeah, we got the crew. Yo, we need the editors in this space.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Yo, word. Alright. You're an editor. You're an editor? Yeah. You should use what, TikTok? Oh, you're not. I thought you were an editor. Sorry. Nah, stay over there. I'm joking. The fact that you can do that.
But saying all that, it was still really cool seeing everyone in their zone. At the end of the day, as content creators, that's what we're really good at. And it was that reason that we're all here together in the first place. And another reason we were actually all here together, huddled round, was because of the sponsors of the camp, Playbook. In short, Playbook is this online storage platform designed for visual browsing with intuitive UI that just makes sense for creatives. It's also the ultimate collaboration tool because unlike other storage services, Playbook's just tapped into this creative community.
Hey man, like what's up?
You're not.
Yeah. It's funny because we call this Sea Ranch Depression because when we were touring spots, we came here first before everything else. Everything else felt so depressing compared to this.
Not long after settling down and doing the workshop, we actually got caught wind that we finally have power and internet back at camp. And to make it not too obvious that we were excited to go back, we decided to check out the back garden of Sea Ranch, which was this amazing view of the West Coast. This was actually one of my favorite outings from this trip. Just because I feel like we were finally over the introductions and we've all already formed this bond. And we've already accepted each other like we're this family. And this was just this cute little family field trip. And that's how much I honestly felt a connection with everyone. That connection of feeling and experiencing everything for the first time together, especially with this great group, it was honestly unmatched.
I'm in the ocean.
One of my favorite parts of this trip also was just everyone was coming up with these great ideas for shots and everyone was working together to help each other execute it. And it was just so nice that this many individuals were just as supportive for each other. And honestly, my favorite part of editing this video was just hearing all the little chatter and conversations behind the scenes while I was filming and hearing all these little comments and everyone just hyping each other up.
That's what it is, man. God.
Wow.
Nah, this is a shot, dude. That's big. I'll send you my invoice.
Bro, I need this thing to be down.
Nah, you're good, you're good.
Just thinking, bro.
What are you thinking about?
Just thinking.
I'm thinking about,
Deep in thought.
I don't know.
Thinking about taxes, thinking about...
Yeah, like that, like that. Yeah, like that, like that, like that. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, he's single, bro.
Oh, yeah.
It's so nice being around people who are motivated to get that shot, because for me, I often just brush it off if it seems too hard or disruptive. But when everyone is so goal driven and would do anything for the shot, I end up not worrying as much. And having exposure to people like this or experiences like this just helps me become a better creator and honestly live by the mantra of film now and worry later.
That's cute, it's like cinematic hair.
Never gonna stop. That's the music. Oh, you're looking majestic, bro.
speaking of majestic, these views were immaculate. And it's views like this that honestly makes me want to move to Northern California. I feel like if I was a driver here, I would never get to my final destination because I would probably spend hours stopping at every viewpoint.
Dip it?
Yeah. What's the wish though?
I can't tell you.
100K. Bro, this is the coolest thing, bro, that I have ever seen, bro. Where would it go? Right there? Five-star hotel, smoking cigarettes, mixing codeine up with a vinegar. She got thick, but she's trying to get thin again. Drinking apple cider vinegar. All right. Oh, yeah. These millions. What could have been?
Yeah, you got like. Well, I gotta get this process.
Exactly. I don't even know. But it wouldn't start like this. These are just like.
Having power back at camp honestly was the weirdest feeling ever. We were so used to the flicker of the fire being the only thing that lit the room up. It honestly felt like a different place. Although luckily, we were still the same people. With power being back, you probably would have expected everyone to be in their Airstreams, but as it turns out, we actually liked being around each other. Now, I'm about to say something cringy. You know how I said we had no power or connection for the past 4 days? Well, it turns out we were the power lighting up this place, and we had really great connection.
Drake, Jesse 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 Drake.
He's the cameraman.
Follow trade. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Hey, let's go get it back.
How's it go?
Follow trade. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Hey.
Follow trade.
It's all about your stuff.
Follow trade.
Okay, let's do it. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Justin Trey.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I'll be Trey.
Today is like the final day, and it's kind of crazy. It's crazy that like this whole experience is like basically almost coming to an end. So I'm not down, but I'm feeling a little like kind of what's the word for it? Like it's bittersweet. Like it's cool that I'm finally gonna get to go home and edit all of this, but at the same time I've created like such great bonds with like everyone at camp, and everyone's been so great, and it really feels like a place where like we all belong. So today's gonna be a little sad and sentimental, and we've already been talking about like how crazy like kind of going back to our normal everyday lives is gonna be like after this. And maybe because it's like we've got power and heating inside these airstreams now, but I kind of don't want to exit that door right now, because once I do, it means we're about to basically start the final act of Creator Camp, and I kind of don't want it to end. This day is a day of last. It's the last workshop and the last time that we're all going to walk to the TP together. This TP where we all shared our knowledge and skills. We go into the TP as these empty shells and hopefully come out full of inspiration from the person hosting the workshop. It's the exchange of stories and abilities within this TP that's been a pillar of what Creator Camp was all about. And the important thing to note down is a camp can be packed and moved. That's the whole point of a camp. So we're never actually leaving Creator Camp behind. It's always going to be with us, and hopefully last forever. Oh, and it's also one of the last times that me and Joelle fake walk away from the camera together.
No, you're about to see the crazy
of that, and how to actually like nourish and deepen the relationships that you have. A community of the luchadors, which is like the Mexican wrestlers. Outside the ring. What's your name?
What'd you say? After the workshop, we had around an hour to kill before the next one started. And because I wanted to share my love for the bridge back in town, I thought it'd be a great idea to grab a bunch of people and ride our bikes down the bridge for this amazing show.
Oh my god. My camera.
There ain't no brakes.
You wanna take my camera?
You use your life. Yeah. Smart thing.
This is gonna sound weird, but riding a bike with friends down an American town was always a bucket list item of mine. So little did I know, but they were actually helping me fulfill one of my childhood dreams. I don't know, there's just something about it that just makes it feel so nostalgic, and it honestly feels like the movies.
This is literally like Stranger Things.
This was an experience that I'd always remember, in more ways than one. Because just like in the movies, there has to be some sort of trauma. It's just this inevitable part of every coming-of-age movie. And of course, it had to happen to me.
I'm not gonna.
I was like this, I was braking, I was like, no!
Oh no!
Okay,
So I was just riding my bike, trying to film content, and I ended up smashing my head into a lamppost.
Oh my god, that's a stitcher.
Is it a stitch up?
She's a stitcher. Oh my lord.
I didn't think it was that bad at first until I opened up my camera and just looked at it. And for a split second, I thought I would have to go to the hospital to get stitches, which would have sucked because it would have meant that it would have cut my base camp experience short.
And those should be fine. They didn't have, like, do you know what butterfly stitches are?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have that in that kit.
Honestly, huge thank you and shout out to Gracie for patching me up. Gracie is literally the best and one of the purest souls that I've ever met, and she's always full of positive energy. And I feel like everyone needs a Gracie in their life. But yeah, it's almost like me hitting my head was the world telling me to wake up. I've been living in this fantasy for a week, and a good knock on the head will bring me back to reality. But I wasn't ready to go back to that just yet. We still had a couple of things to check.
We're gonna bike towards it, like we're gonna go back like kind of behind it and bike towards it and kind of stop right there where we're stopped before. To my new ride. Yeah, we got 1 horsepower on this, John. No bells, no whistles, no games. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, I got limited storage on my iPhone.
Okay, let's go.
And now this was the shot that I wanted to get. And watching and editing this now, myself and others would ask, was it worth it? The answer was yes.
Woo! Sheesh. Yo, Paul, that's how you know we act, bro. That's how you know we act in our videos, bro, because I was brave.
We then had to return to camp for Ethan's workshop, which is going to be a film festival. But first, I had to stop and get the most important supplies for my stitches.
Huh?
I was going to ask for help, but or should I just do it here? Look.
Yeah.
You don't want to see it. I was going to ask for help for filming content, please.
Oh, I thought you meant for this.
Oh, and this, I guess, if that's alright.
3, 2, 1.
Dang. Sick. I'm okay though. It's like I can. Like,
how would you? That's such a. Are you sure that's not fake news?
No.
That's,
for those that don't know me, I'm a sentimental person. I always thought I was going to take something physical away from this camp to make me remember it, something like a rock or a deck of cards. But I did not have a scar on my bingo card. And it's almost poetic, because now whenever I look in the mirror, I'm gonna remember my time at Crater Camp and how Crater Camp was this true reflection of who I am. So I guess I was right. Crater Camp does indeed stay with you forever. These memories etched on the scar of mine. Although on the flip side, if the scar does fade, would the memories of Crater Camp fade away too? Ethan's workshop was a blast. We had 90 minutes to make a movie using random props that each of our groups were assigned. Mind you, blood was actually dripping from my head this whole time and I was pretty lightheaded. But the results weren't actually too shabby.
Yeah.
What's very important to know about this, right, is that if you lose this, you can't even actually replace it ever again.
Yeah.
That's actually a fact.
Yeah.
This right here,
Yeah.
I don't know why. Smaller? Wait, how much was this?
Like $7.80.
That's so wild because this is better than mine and mine was $100 and it's also by Small Rig. But yeah, they make those. I don't know why they do this. Low key, I actually want this. You want to switch? You want to switch, low key?
This was a birthday present. Sorry.
No, okay. It doesn't matter.
It's Joel's birthday today.
It's my birthday today.
Really?
Yeah, turn 21.
How old are you? 21?
No.
9 plus 10.
Big day for you.
Oh, I think I broke your thing. I guess you have to give it to me so I can repair it. Did I put it on the wrong way? No.
You're supposed to look pro.
Like pro?
Yeah, you're supposed to be the teacher.
Bro,
now I'm looking like the teacher.
No, you really are, because I don't know what I'm
Hey
doing.
Joel, when that's loose, you need to tighten it, or else you're gonna ruin your camera. So just make sure, yeah, you turn it. You turn.
Are other people gonna talk too?
Yeah.
Sort of like
But
anytime there was something like that.
after freshening up, we actually got some free time until the evening where the final workshops would take place. In hindsight, looking at this now, we could have done so much more with this time.
Tell people to subscribe! Subscribe!
Come like surround him and kind of like shivering, some blankets over our heads and everything. And then he's gonna make the announcement, which is, go ahead.
I'm sure
like just stoic, right? And then I'll get those expressions.
Okay.
With everyone, maybe like.
I feel like you need like a cigar.
Oh, he recruited you to film?
You got one for me?
Justin then did his music workshop just before he had to leave, and it was so cool because he did this workshop as his alter ego, Miles Blue.
I am Miles Blue. That is my music alter ego. Okay. Now I be feeling ambivalent. One thing's for certain, she different. First met, I was thinking she innocent. In my bed, I believe that she been the best. We got a bond is omnipotent. Don't address me as bestie, that's insolent. At first, I'll admit I was frivolous, but ever since, no, I've been obsessed. You be the best to me, the next to me, that's when integrity speaks. That's when serenity peaks. I keep peace, my serenity speaks. Dark side of the moon where I'm on like it's 73.
And then the next wave of reality hits. Justin had to fly out because he had a track meet the next day. But honestly, what a sick way to make an exit. Just drop a couple freestyles and say goodbye. And now I feel like this is when reality did start to hit for everyone. Earlier in the day we said goodbye to Kelsey, and then now we're saying goodbye to Justin. And then eventually we're going to be saying goodbye to each other before we say hello again to the real world.
Good job, man. Miles Blue. Final word.
Final words? Go be yourself. That's all it is. That's all it is, really, frankly. And of course, stay hydrated.
And of course, because Miles Blue was just so great, he just knew how to leave a lasting impression on everyone.
My name is Anto.
I almost spat into his camera.
I'm wet like a layup. I don't know where this is going. I don't know where this is going. Fuck.
Say to her. No, my name is Ethan.
What are you gonna say to her?
Say to her. What I say to her?
I'm gonna rap, but I'm about to take a nap. I be cutting off the loudest pack and throwing on my fattest sack and smoking on the loudest pack.
Like going like Houston, and like break it up.
My name is Paolo, but I say how high. I don't do drugs because I'm not the type of guy. No mushrooms, I'm a fun guy. And I just want to say hi.
Break the word into two.
Oh, I'm Christina. Nothing really rhymes, but I'm drinking some lime. I'm at Creator Camp. We all feel like champs, and now I'll pass it off to Drea.
Yo! This is weird.
It's a lie.
There's no beat, man.
And now the final workshop was hosted by Bart, which of course he dropped gems. I admire Bart so much because he just has the greatest worldview. He's always full of knowledge and full of
got
fun.
into the YouTube New Wave or got interested by what you were trying to do and trying to achieve, there's this kind of undertone of we want to make meaningful content or something meaningful, putting that out into the ether to find people and to find other people. And I found that I sympathize a lot with that viewpoint. I think it's really important to make stuff that people find meaningful or to make stuff that we'll care about as material, not just something that is just ethereal and goes past and kind of fills our appetite for content in the moment, but doesn't stay with us. To me, that's a lot of what the YouTube New Wave is about. It's like trying to pin down, like, how can we make something meaningful that's maybe just some honest expression of ourselves, and see what happens when we put that out.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought the last night was gonna end with a massive party, with everyone drinking and loud music. But it was actually a pretty quiet night. But maybe that worked for the better. Because if we all bonded a little bit more, I don't think we could ever leave. It may be the end of camp, but it for sure is not the end of us. It may be the end of the experience, but it for sure is not the end of inspiration. You know, coming into this, I knew I would find friends, but what I didn't know was I'd find friends like them. To be embraced and feel like you belong in a group of people is rare, and I feel like I'm saying goodbye to the lottery that I just won.
So much to
all I could do right now is be thankful.
So much to say now, how can I choose? I could share how this life came through.
It's crazy that once we leave this place, there probably won't be any traces that we were even here, and that this camp would just feel like a fever dream. Which is why I created this movie, to basically leave a trace. And now, even though there's no traces of us in this camp, there's gonna be traces of camp in the things that we create. We're gonna create these stories or pieces of art that may have the smallest traces of people in this camp, whether you know it or not. Like, I'd write future sentences underlined by Whitney, or I'll take future shots framed like Joelle. We can always hope that we leave a lasting impression on others, but it's always guaranteed that others leave a lasting impression on us. And as everyone starts to gather around the fire one by one, for one last time, I start to realize that it's not the warmth of the fire that I'll start to miss. It's the warmth of everyone around it. And I guess it is true that all good things come to an end. Because this, for sure, was a good thing. And the good thing about good things is that good things last forever. And that's the best thing about it. There are no sad goodbyes in forever, only a see you later. We're fortunate enough to live in a world where we can communicate across oceans, where everyone is only one click away. And that's why this part of the trip was not a goodbye. It was our hello. This week was merely an introduction to each other's lives, because now that our paths have crossed, they're now forever entwined. We'll see each other in the next town ahead, in the next city, or maybe in another country, and maybe at one point in another planet, because we finally found our space. Thank you, Chris, Simon, Max, and Christina. Thank you for making Creator Camp and making it this wonderful space for us creators. I don't know if you guys know it yet, but Creator Camp is going to be this pivot, this nexus point in a lot of people's lives. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't listen to that damn coin, because this trip was totally priceless.
Yeah, you pose us. Do we need like people in the cart? Do we need to sit?
Oh yeah, can you get the cart?
Oh, we got carts? The people on the bike.
I want to be on the little bike.
This is like 9 inches.
Brad. Now's my chance?
I'm sorry.
Gracie.
I thought you were there.
In the front of the photo.
Not?
Deja.
I was like,
Nah, like, I had a dream one time that we were like, I did this. No, we were in these chairs.
Should we be like sitting on it, like kind of like
I don't think that's gonna work.
We're still waiting on Ami. He'll be out there in a second.
Because I'm on the bottom of the
15 seconds.
No, actually, that'd be kind of funny if you just saw my eyes. Do that hand gesture one more time.
This was like, no, like, this was
Okay, alright, for real.
yeah, you need to have a look.
Okay. The three of you need to go this way, in the middle. Okay. Andrea. Yeah. Go behind Bart. Actually, no.
I go behind her. Right here?
Perhaps. Oh, okay.
Yeah. How's that?
Gracie.
Or no. It looks like you're on another chat.
Yeah, can two people like back to back too? Because that's and I'll just stand here.
That's ridiculous.
You guys look great.
Are you kidding?
There we go.
Get in, Caroline. Caroline, get in.
You're like a light.
Cat, can you reach to the side? I can't see you.
This way?
The cat.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
How about here?
Are we smiling? What's the?
No.
Okay.
Everyone's fine except for Brad.
I had a horrible week.
It's a timer, right? You got.
One last pose. 3, 2, 1. Quickly, Corey asked if you have the keys for your air keys to bring them up here. Get out of my way. Get out of my way.
Hey, I'm gonna play Mako kind of music. So you guys just go ahead and lip sync it to it, right? Move around.
I don't know the lyrics, but it's fun. Get to the chorus.
We're supposed to sing?
Alright, everybody crowd around the camera, right?
Alright.
Chorus?
You gotta make your own kind of music. Sing your own special song. Make your own kind of music. Sing your own special song.
Cut! And that, guys, is American Summer Camp.
And now here's the thing about Creator Camp. Creator Camp lasts forever. It lasts beyond the boundaries of the auto camp. We're gonna vibe just as well in the outside world. We're gonna introduce each other to new books, new movies, new foods, just new experiences. We'll joke around about our time in camp and maybe form inside jokes that isn't camp related. Although it still feels pretty illegal seeing you guys outside. Dear Diary, I was making content today until Michelle told me to get my shot. Slowly. Dear Diary, thank you.
Dear Paolo, welcome to America.
Welcome to.
That was so late.
We've all already promised to hang out in different cities around the world. We've all already planned to meet each other around the world. We have meetings in LA, New York, and London, and maybe in obscure places like somewhere in Europe. Now, here's the best thing about Creator Camp, is that it isn't limited to just people that went to our cohort. As creators, we all thrive around each other, and we could take what we learned from camp about community building and introducing creators to other creators, because this whole world is our space. Thank you all for giving me one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life, and thank you all for making these memories with me, even up to the point where I had to board a plane. I guess now you guys are my furthest, closest friends, and hopefully we all get to see each other real soon.
No, it was actually fantastic to meet you, bro.
We'll definitely meet you again this year.
Yeah, no, I'm feeling it.
It's not gonna be.
See you later.
This is a fire show.